Arturo Dark Knight. He's one of our best listeners. Oh, UV.
UV? Did you just say UV?
Why is there a chicken in my parking lot?
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another Reality Skewed Gamers Wednesday night stream, the longest running live stream in the Star Wars Galaxy Heroes community, with your boy Ranger J 1999. Joining me is the man, the myth, the legend, the mad lad Chad himself. Clayton is joining us tonight. Hello, Clayton. So good to see you again. You must be on mute.
Hello.
Oh, hello. Hello.
I was expecting a longer intro.
Oh, well, I mean, Mad Chad Lad is all you get, and you'll like it, you son of a... Never. All right, so moving on.
Oh, not for myself.
Well, I mean, yes, but I always like to mix it up. You know, sometimes if you do the same, you kind of get stale. So I like to change things up a little bit. Welcome to the Wednesday night stream, the longest running stream that's set in the Star Wars Galaxy Heroes community, where we break down the latest and greatest news and notes from the Star Wars Galaxy Heroes news and notes, and give you a little bit of insight of what we think it all means. Welcome to the show. This is an interactive stream where we interact with you guys. So the way we do that is by encouraging you to participate in the chat. So if you are new to the stream or old to the stream, welcome. If you have any questions you want to pose to us about the latest news or anything else like that, never mind that shit. Clayton's already starting his nonsense already. Hold on, let me just wait for it. I mean, I'm going through my spiel. He does this every time.
So, Lone Star.
Okay, hi, Lord Vader.
Now
Lord
you
Helmet.
see that evil will always triumph.
That's true.
Because good is dumb.
Thank you, Lord Helmet, for the sage advice. And $7.77 from Clayton. He always does this. A short intro, short message, Swevens. I'll kill you.
Me?
Yes, you couldn't be. Then who? But if you have any questions you want to pose us, put those into the chat. Make sure you put the word question in front of your actual question statement, and we will get those scooped up. That's the format we want. Question, space, whatever you want to say. It can be a comment, it can be a question, it can be whatever you like. Do that. We can scoop it up. I can identify it easier and do that. Then say hi to everybody. Say hi to me, say hi to Clayton, say hi to all the skewers in the chat. That's what we like to see. Make sure you hit that thumbs up and subscribe. I know you hear it all the time, but it does make a difference. If you want to see content creators that you like be successful, it's a simple click of the button, and it does help them out because it gets their content with more views and more participation, gets that out to the algorithm of YouTube, which they will promote that more. And that's just how it works. It's not how I set it up, it's how YouTube set it up. So if you want to help us out with that, feel free. So please do that. We should do JC tonight. It's going to depend on, so here's my schedule. If Thane can be on tonight, then we'll do JC. If not, then what I've decided to do, Clint, because I've been thinking about this all day, I do have to be outside all day tomorrow, but I'll do an earlier lunch stream for just GAC. Hopefully we can get him on then, and then we'll do GAC then. Just GAC. I think we've had enough of Conquest during the lunch stream. My God in heaven, I'm losing my mind with that.
Come on.
No, I'm sick of Conquest.
Conquest is the best. Everyone loves the grind.
About as much fun as licking a poopy flavored lollipop is about all I can say about that.
Kids these days, man, that might be a good temptation.
You know, you're not wrong. I mean, there's no king shaming here at RSG. But anyway, that's it. Interact with us, say hi, get everything, do all that stuff that I mentioned before, aforementioned, apropos. And we will rock and roll. We'll get to the game here in a little bit, but we got the news we got to cover first. We did get some news today, Clayton. I mean,
did we? Did we really?
Got some news. Got a little news.
Some
news.
sort of news?
Sort of, kind of, maybe. I don't know. I mean, I think we got some news here. So we'll cover all the news here. If you guys have any questions about the news or anything like that, then feel free. We'll look at the new character that is part of the news. Sortie, 50R-T. Sortie. That's how it's... well, that's the name of the droid that has been created for Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. A lot of mixed bags on this one. There, Clayton. A lot of mixed reviews on this one. Some people are excited, but a lot of people are not too happy about this. Well,
I mean, props to CG for having the ability to go in and make their own character. That's kind of cool. That's a unique feat that not very many people have. Odd side is, of course, the character and the faction they chose to support with it, and the omicron they threw with it. All seems just really interesting. I'm not like negative towards it. I think it'll be interesting, but I'm looking at a big old cans of why.
Why is Sortie?
What is Sortie?
When is Sortie?
Where is Sortie?
And sometimes, oh boy. So anyway, basically, we're going to get to the news here. So let's break it down here. So from our good friend, the wonderful CG Tuscan Meathead, he says, hello there, Holotable Heroes. Well, hello, CG Tuscan Meathead. Glad to see you. Oh, glad to see you here, Meathead. What's going on, buddy? Says, today's update has been rolled out on all devices. Please read below for all the items in this release. The news! Sortie is coming to the Holotables. We'll come back to Sortie. We'll look at the kit reveal. Kit looks fine. Hyperdrive bundle is going back to full price. You don't say. If you have purchased the Hyperdrive bundle between April 28th and May 2nd, you will receive crystals compensation with this release. That's right. You had to buy it at a certain time. If you didn't, well, that's on you, not them. Seven Sister shards are now farmable from Darkside 4E. They replace Boba Fett shards, which can still be farmed from Darkside 2B hard. That's fine. To be hard or not to be hard, that is the question. That's what Boba Fett's asking.
Be a
right
Scarlac pit.
Yes. So I've already started farming it. I did my first pull today of that node, and I got 0 times 0 equals 0, Clayton. So not a good start on.
You are the best at this game.
No, I've been told prodigy. This. I know it's when I was born. I slapped the doctor, said "Swuggo, bitch." Also, Echo has been added to the list of accelerated characters, as we kind of suspected he would. I think he was of the big four, and then next one's going to be Omega. Omega's going to be formable and accelerated, right? Just feel bad for all you folks out there that need 2,000 chirotecs to take the entire team up. And if you're trying to do Inquisitors, well, double that. And then then the pain is real. All right. And then finally, Outrider is now available in fleet data cards, fleet packs, and shipments. I'm just waiting for him to come free to play. I'm not really focusing on Outrider there, Clayton. I've got bigger fish to fry, like said Inquisitors.
I'll probably get bored after he hits shipments. I'm only like 85 shards away. I don't
think it's worth it.
Yeah, but you're talking to the wrong guy for that kind of crap.
Yeah. Okay. That being said, let's get back into this news. We had fixes. I mean, do I really need to read these out? All right, let's cover it. Why not? It's the news, right? I don't normally read these, but why not? Fix an issue where the Conquest modifier volatile energies can only be used once if the enemy used it first. Well, we don't want that. And some units can no longer gain the volatile energies granted ability. Well, that's nice to know. The PV opponent tie echelon is missing its PIP. What? The PvE opponent tie echelon is missing its pip. Okay. Well, let's. That doesn't sound like a fix. It just sounds like something you're announcing. Okay, that's over my head. Fixed issues where pacifist leaders would trigger wins in Sector 2 boss fights with the deathmatch modifier. Yes, the deathmatch, the thing in Sector 2 has been fixed. So we can do that. They also fixed Dread data disk, not progressing the powers of the Darkseid feed in Conquest. So that's also been squared away. General Kenobi can no longer dispel locked buff immunity with his special, the Negotiator. Well, that's good to know. Fixed Perseverance data disk sometimes not working more than once per turn. Well, that's good to know. Fixed issues where Empire versus Rebels on the Hoth enemy modifier, the odds ships was not applying correctly. That sounds like a nice fix. Fixed Fifth Brother. Special one, the final description does not match the 7th ability level bonus. Well, I'm glad it does now. And won't take effect until next Conquest, but correcting an issue with thermal detonator and damage over time effects kill the Sector 2 boss, deathmatch modifier would not correctly count towards wins. Oh, well, I didn't know that was a thing, actually, so I'm glad to see they got that fixed. So,
Well, this has actually been a point of contention with the player base right now.
yeah, there's been some bugs in Conquest for sure.
Well, because they fixed the one, they won't fix the one this time that is causing players to not be able to get the boss feat.
Right.
But they fixed the one that made it easier to get some of the sector feats. They're like,
Of course they did.
couldn't you just wait?
No.
No, they could not.
Other news, we've got Sortie's bundle is available in the store today. Not overly excited about that. I'm not going to be spending any money on Sortie there. You better not either, Clayton. I'll kill you.
I might do the 4-star bundle.
No.
As
Oh,
is
okay, the
tradition.
4-star bundle. Okay, all right.
As
Okay,
is
it's
tradition.
19 as is tradition. Okay. The 13th through
wailing on her.
the well, yeah, you are cracking. 13th through the 15th, Droid versus Old Republic on Malachor, and then the 16th through the 18th is Empire versus Rebels on Hoth ships. Ew. But I do have an excellent Empire fleet with the new ship at 7 stars with a relic pilot ship, so I should be okie dokie. For the rest of you, God bless you.
Interceptor.
The silly armed operational battle station. All right, character news. First Order TIE Fighter pilot. Well, he got an Omicron there, Clayton. Says, while in Grand Arena, if there's no Galactic Legend allies and all allies are First Order, there's a 30% chance to gain Foresight at the start of the encounter. All allies gain 50% max health. Whenever an ally has advantage, they have 50% critical damage and 100 plus 100 speed and 100% tenacity when they don't have advantage. Whenever an ally loses advantage, they recover 20% health and protection. Whenever First Order TIE Fighter pilot gains bonus turn meter, they gain advantage for 1 turn. Whenever First Order TIE Fighter pilot gains Foresight, all allies gain Foresight for 2 turns. The new final text, First Order TIE Fighter has 30% critical chance, 30% critical damage, and gains advantage for 3 turns whenever an enemy falls below 100%. First Order TIE pilot has a 70% chance to gain Foresight for 2 turns whenever they lose advantage. While in Grand Arena, if there are no Galactic Legend allies and allies are First Order TIE Fighter pilot instead has a 100% chance to gain Foresight. At the start of the encounter, all allies gain 50% max health. Whenever an ally has advantage, they have 50% critical chance and 100 speed. At the start of the round, if an ally doesn't have advantage, they have 100% tenacity. Whenever an ally loses advantage, they recover 20% health and protection. Whenever First Order TIE pilot gains turn meter, they gain advantage for 1 turn if they didn't already have it. And finally, First Order TIE pilot gains Foresight. All allies gain Foresight for 2 turns, as that says tradition. A lot of stuff there to unpack there. Pretty nice Omicron. I don't know if it's...
Well, it's an Omicron with a lot of catch-22s in it.
Mhm.
Because it's like there's only one First Order leader that starts with advantage, and that's Phasma.
Mm-hmm.
Which she is not by any means a defensive Omicron you want to go poke around with.
No.
Or a character that you want to use. So that leads you into crew. So there's like, you're going to have to start kind of playing with some stuff and really like resource dump into this team to make things worth it. And I don't.
It's good,
without,
but I don't know if it's.
Without crew, it's not Wampa proof. So you need crew to go there to be Wampa proof. And I think even with crew there, Nest should still be able to do quite well.
Yeah, I mean they get up.
So it's like.
I mean, they get speed and tenacity if they don't have advantage, but when they have advantage, they get some nice bonuses and stuff. But I mean, these soloable characters. I mean. In 3s, I don't. Maybe 5s, I don't really see it. But then, you know, what do I know? I'm just an idiot, an idiot savant.
I am wildly proficient at being an idiot.
That's true. I'm a master at being an idiot. Okay, that is the news. Now let's go look at this kit reveal for Sortie. or 50R-T. All right, so Sortie highlights. All in on droids. Sortie interacts with droids that utilize target lock. Contingency plan. Droid allies receive the new spare parts buff that offers offense bonuses and revives first droid ally to be defeated. Coming up aces. In Conquest, if all allies are non-separatist droids, all allies are revived and can gain damage immunity and instant defeat immunity when the first team to take a turn is defeated. I mean, they're basically promoting this as a way for you to get guaranteed 3 stars. However, you and I both know until we see it actually in the play thing, because stamina loss is a big deal. I mean, I don't care who you are. They go first. They kill one of your characters. Then they keep killing your characters.
3 stars.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
100% stamina.
Yeah.
So every hour. Well, no, 30 minutes. Is it? No, it's 30 minutes for 1%, isn't it?
Yeah.
So every 5 hours.
Well, you get, what, 6 total? So 6 energy like Cantina. So if you use, say, 10%, whatever it is, it's 1% per hour or some stupid thing
It's
like
two.
that.
It's 1% every 30 minutes, and so it's 2% per hour.
Yeah, so you need
So
5
5
hours,
hours.
10%. Yeah.
Gross.
Yeah, pretty gross. But that's the problem with this, is that, you know, they said that it's supposed to be for Conquest, but the problem with Conquest is that even for GLs, once you reach a certain stamina point, you're done. Especially in the Sector 3, 4, and 5. Hell, even in Sector 2 and 1, there's a few teams that can really, if you're low on stamina, will rip you apart. So I don't know, like with this team, with the synergy they're requesting, and some of the characters you're not going to put with this team in Conquest. You're just not. I mean, I guess you could, but you're not going to pull IG off a BAM team. You're not going to pull L3 off a Dash team, because that team is too good. They can get off first and do what it needs to do. Definitely not pulling 3PO and Chewie off CLS, especially with the feats that are in there right now, with the potency down and some of the other feats. I mean,
not happening.
Droids feat too. I mean, maybe for future Conquest this might be a thing. For right now, with the way the feats are set up, I just don't see this as viable, right? For Conquest. All right, Sortie. Alignment light. Category support droid leader. Old Republic. The Republic. A true support character who focuses on raising her team to new heights by utilizing tactical skills to manipulate battle. Now, I should say the kit looks really nice. I like the kit, but I just don't. I'm not. One part of me, Clayton, is excited because it's a new character for CG, but the other part, I'm just looking at this like, I mean.
Well, that's the thing. It's interesting, but it's like there's nowhere to use it.
Really,
it's like I mean, it's basically like having a roadster and living on an island.
Yeah.
It's like it's cool that you got the car, but you can't drive the thing. And so I feel like that's kind of where we're at with this one. Is like it's an interesting idea, concept, and character they got going here, but until we have anywhere to road test this, I mean, what's the point of having this thing unlocked and doing anything useful with it?
I mean, it's got an Old Republic tag, so I guess you can add that to the Old Republic team. But I mean, I don't know how efficient it's going to be for Old Republic feats, things of that nature. I mean, there's.
But she has literally no synergy with any of the.
She doesn't have, it's all droids, you know. So it's like, why tag her with Old Republic if she has no synergy with Old Republic? I didn't see. Maybe I missed it. I'm going to read through this kit again. But yeah.
It's all droid non-separatist.
Yeah,
droid
that's what I thought, right?
Yeah, all of her stuff.
It's all the droids that are not separatists. So it's like, why give her an Old Republic tag? I don't understand that. She literally offers nothing to the Old Republic. There's parts of this that just throw me completely off here, Clayton. But we're going to read through this kit. Basic is called Calculated Odds. Final text deals physical damage to target enemy. If the target is target locked, the attack is guaranteed to critically hit if able. If all allies are droids and this attack critically hits, the next ally to take a turn gains advantage for 2 turns at the start of the turn. Okay, but you're not really using the team that gets the most target locks, which is the Grievous team. Again, I'm thrown off by this like team, right?
Well, T3 has got quite a bit of synergy going with there, but that's it. He's like the only light side droid that has target lock synergy.
Right.
Which is just I mean, the only other ones you could run this with, because she can mix. There's no reason that she can't be dark or take dark side, but like Probe Droid and IG-88 can go with her.
I guess.
But still.
All right, special ones. Sabak Shuffle. Cooldown of 4. This is a Zeta. Final text, deal physical damage to all enemy 3 times and inflict defense down for 2 turns. That's actually nice. At the start of the battle, if the allies are non-separatist droids, this attack has 60% chance to inflict target lock. Okay, so this is where the target lock comes in, but it doesn't come in right away. It will remove 10% turn meter for each instance of damage, max 30%. Additionally, allies gain 10% offense stack until the end of the encounter and each time this ability is used. All allies gain 5% turn meter for each debuff inflicted by this ability, max 80%, max 60%. I thought it was an 8 there, but it's actually a 6. Okay. So not bad. You do get some target locks with her, but it's cooldown of 4, so you have to wait for it.
And it's not even 100% chance.
No, it's 60.
I'd like to be handcuffed, please.
Oh, boy. Special 2, Tactical Advantage. This is a cooldown of 4. Final text, dispel all debuffs on the weakest ally and they gain advantage. Health steal and speed up for 2 turns. If the ally was a non-separatist droid and if any debuffs were dispelled this way, they gain offense up and tenacity up for 2 turns to inflict target lock and speed down on the weakest enemy for 2 turns. So again, getting some more chances for target lock. I mean, that's part of the kit. Makes sense. Her leader, spare part, Zeta, and Omicron. Final text, droid allies have 35% defense, 35% speed, and gain spare parts until the end of the battle, which can't be copied, dispelled, or prevented. At the start of the battle, if the allies are droids, Sortie gains 30% max health and 40 speed. That's not bad. Share parts, what does it do? 30% critical chance, 30% offense. If this character is defeated, they are revived with 100% health, gain foresight and protection up 50% for 2 turns, and dispel this buff from all allies. This revive can't be prevented. While in Conquest, if all allies are non-separatist droids, the first time in battle, the first enemy to take a turn is defeated. All allies are revived with 60% health and gain damage immunity and instant defeat immunity for 2 turns. These buffs can't be copied, dispelled, or prevented. This revive can also not be prevented as well. So it's really designed for Conquest, right? Those battles, but I mean, yeah. Unique VIP treatment. Final text. At the start of the battle, the weaker other ally gains VIP. Whenever the VIP is damaged, they gain stealth for 2 turns, and Sortie recovers 5% health and protection. Whenever Sortie is damaged, allies with VIP recover health and protection equal to 5% of Sortie's max health and protection until they gain offense up for 2 turns. Sortie then gains defense up and 50% protection up, stacking max 250% for 2 turns. If all allies are droids at the start of the battle, Sortie and the VIP are immune to turn meter reduction. VIP, what is it? When receiving damage, gain bonus from characters that utilize VIP. So it just ties into the rest of the kit. All right, Clayton, we've read through the kit. It looks fine. It looks cool. I mean, it's fine. I don't know. I'm just not over the. I mean, part of me is like, wow, this is pretty cool, and then the other part of me is like, me. I'm kind of conflicted on this.
It kind of feels similar to Iden, but almost worse, where it hamstrings itself so bad trying to get out of certain synergies that I just feel like it's just going to be one of those things where it's a gimmick team. It's like you're going to be able to take the kitchen sink characters that you've been required to gear up for whatever reason into Conquest and 3-star a couple of nodes before you have to let them sit on the bench. And outside of that, man, it's just like there's not a where else are you going to use her? I mean, there's besides GAC, I guess, TW, but I mean, she doesn't really pair much. And since everything's restricted to Conquest, it's just kind of one of those things where it's just like, I don't know. I
mean, of all the teams that I've used in Conquest and knowing from my experience in Conquest, especially with this one, Sector 3 and 4 and 5 are no joke. I'm not going in there and I'm not spending exorbitant amounts of money on a character even for this Conquest. Eventually I may get her, but I mean, we know what works in Conquest. Unless I'm forced to use her as part of a team, she's not on the priority of things that I'm going to be using in Conquest. You know,
I'll guarantee that's coming.
I'm pretty sure it is. I mean,
it probably will be the next one. I don't want to say guarantee, but I guarantee you there will be more droid-based feats in the next one, and probably they'll even go as far to say as light side droid feats, which gross. Like, it's one thing.
We can read the leaves on Conquest before it even happens. I mean, you're hopeful that that's not the case, but I mean, let's be in a realistic world that we live in. That's just what the case is. Sorry, guys.
Well, I mean, the thing of it is, the dead ringer is the Conquest Omni. Why throw that in there if that's not going to come down the pike?
Right.
Like, they're not going to release something that's not going to tie into. I mean, we saw the same thing happen with Inquisitors. We've seen this happen with the Boba Fett Conquest. They had a huge push for bounty hunters. So unless you'd already gotten your Executor, you were really struggling on some of those feats to get through them because you didn't have the investment. So I mean, there's a lot. When they do the thematic stuff, man, that just gets really rough if you're not spread wide on your roster development. So
yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, you know, I mean, it's one of those things where it's like they're trying to pigeonhole you a little bit on what direction you go with your account, but a lot of people are like those new players and mid-tier players. They're just trying to get the main stuff. Right, so they're not sniffing this stuff. So Conquest for them is like, I get what I get. You know, they're not motivated to do Conquest.
Yeah.
You know, they want to do hard node. They want to give it a shot. They may have a GL or two, and they can do pretty decently. But they're not too motivated because they can't get the higher boxes. They get what characters and shards they can out of it. But it's like, you know, I know some people that are in early Kyber, like 6-7 million GP, that are just overwhelmed with Conquest. And the more they do this stuff, the less Conquest becomes a viable, fun, playable node for them. And I think
if they want to make Conquest ridiculous, you know, over prepared 4 on every node, and
oh my God,
Relic 8 for all Sector 5, when you know that was such a hard thing for you to even get that many characters maxed out on. It's like you almost need to separate something again. So then it's like, all right, if you're 8.5 million plus GP. Here's a brand new tier of Conquest. You can get the characters in 2 months instead of 3 if you do this one. It's just like, all right, now I'll suffer. But still, even then, I don't like that idea. I just, because it even further separates the player base from doing anything. But it's like right now, it's like if you aren't sniffing 8 million GP, like Conquest right now, it's rough.
It's rough. I mean, let's look at Conquest. Let me pull up the game right now. Let's talk about this because this has really been on my mind. Conquest, man. I mean, so I have to give CG a little bit of credit though. The Inquisitor feats, I was really turned off. I got to apologize to CG. When I first saw those Inquisitor feats, I was turned off, man. I really was. I was pissed off. But they are very doable with lower tier characters because in Sector 5, if you get to Sector 5, you get to Malgus, you can go use your Inquisitors at low gear 8, gear 9 with Malgus. Depending on the team. Now, this is very team dependent.
Yep.
I got lucky. I got the Old Republic team. There's been some that got some crazy teams on this node. It's been random which teams people are getting. But that one is somewhat doable. The other feats, and the Purge feat, very doable. Palpatine Want, you can have 3 characters gear 8, 4-star, and still kick the crap out of the boss node in Sector 4 and get the Purge feat done in a couple turns, right, at most. So that one's actually not that bad. Sector 5, if you get the right node, but if you have the right disc, with some full team of Inquisitors, you have to use a full team of Inquisitors. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. Then you can get that one knocked out. So those are not as bad as I thought they were. And then getting kills with Inquisitors, I mean, that's not too hard. You go in with like a Palpatine or something, or whatever you want to use with Watt, and just go in there and JML first SLKR and just use them to get kills. JML with Inquisitors, you just call them, assist them all the time, and whatever team you're using, I've been told this stuff. So it's somewhat doable. Now I say that I'm frustrated still with this Conquest because this is absolutely ludicrous. I'm losing my mind, Clayton. I still have to do 4 more days of Sith Empire 5 a day just to get the Sith Empire done. Now, I held back on the Malik and Darth Revan. I'm going to go full tilt on that and get those done. Now, the way Conquest works, if you want to get Malgus, you only need 1 red crate. So if you can't get red crate this time, but you can say get the 530 crate, if you get the 999 pack, you're still well within the parameters of 3 or even 4 months on the next one to get Malgus. So don't stress too hard about this. Even if you get the 3 gold crates, you're right there. Next Conquest, you've got Malgus unlocked. So don't stress too much about getting the red crate. But if you're trying to lock him in that first 3 months, you got to just get 1 red crate. If you get 1 red crate and the 2 530s, you know, you'll be okay. You only have, you'll miss out on 8, but you have 10 left over if you got to 603. You're still okay.
It's a slight caveat. You have to buy the battle pass if you're doing that, and you have to buy the shards as well.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to miss out on anything else you can get with your Conquest currency, because you're going to need to spend the 2,000 whatever to get the 20 shards in the thing, and then you need the Conquest pass to get the other 20.
Right.
So that's the only way you get there with 2 golds and a red. Otherwise, you can do it with 3 golds and then buying out both from the battle pass and everything. And then the fourth Conquest, you can buy the 10 shards you need to finish it in the next Conquest. So you don't even have to even worry about whatever else is there. You can buy. You're buying the shards. You're not waiting for Conquest to finish. So you could have it within the first 2 days if you needed to.
It's doable, but it's not easy. Is basically the message on this. This is rough. I'm going all in on this Conquest because I do not want to be farting around with Conquest for the next 3 months, dude. So I'm going hard on this. If I have to spend some crystals, I will, just for energy to knock out these feats and get this done. It's worth it. Then I know the next 2 Conquests I don't have to try as hard. That being said, this is a bitch. This is really a bitch. And I've had problems with Conquest with these. Like, last Conquest was really nice. I thought it was a perfect balance of like feats and everything else. I thought it was well balanced. I didn't have a lot of problems with the last Conquest at all, if any. This Conquest, it feels like we've taken a step back. I'm just looking at this stuff and I'm doing it every day, and it's like, my God, this is not fun. This is not enjoyable. I'm not having fun with this crap.
Anytime they do the battles that are just massive stamina drains, like, it's one thing to be like 14 battles with a certain faction or a certain when they leave it broad enough for you to hit with multiple teams, like the 14 battles with Galactic Republic. It's like, okay, I can do my JMK fights, I can do my gas fights, I can mix things up enough to get
Padme. I can
mix up enough to make it happen.
Yeah.
But when it's like, hey, 40 battles with OR, you're like, you realize there's only one team we can, because there's no way there's not a snowball chance in hell that Karth does anything useful in Conquest. No, and not in the hard mode, at least. Like, now, if I got the data disk that allowed me to do what OR does in the game, sure, I could maybe get something to work. But like, then I'm having to spend resources on getting those feeds and hoping that I get, like, is it possible? Sure. Like, if you got Relic Old Republic, you could probably make it happen. But like, you don't even have enough Relic. Is there even 10 Old Republic characters? I don't think there are. I think there's 9. So you can't even run two full teams.
Pretty garbagey. Some of them are fantastic, but some of them are they're. I'm just speaking.
Oh, now there's 10. Now there's 10 with Sortie. There's 10.
No, there'll be 10. Yeah. So there's Sortie. Yay!
I mean,
so Jolie, Baslet, Jedi Revan, solid. Mission Zalbar, solid. Candra's is actually really solid. Jahani, Karth, T3.
T3 has its uses. Karth is just Karth just got left behind. It's like they built up a decent like lead to that character, and it's just like one more unique, and this character could have been solid. But like, and Juhani's not a bad tank, but her kit's counterintuitive.
Yeah, she stealths when she should be taunting, and vice versa.
But it would be one thing if they gave her a mechanic like Zalbar, where her taunt becomes a like reduce the cooldown or reset the cooldown whenever a Galactic or Old Republic character hits below like a certain health threshold, or she takes a bonus turn or something to make her a viable tank, because she just doesn't taunt, and when she does finally taunt and then she gets hit, she's like, oh, don't attack me. It's like, okay, then like, can we give her like a Jedi and Anakin mechanic where it's like 100% offense for a turn? Like, can we make something here work where the kit makes sense? And the answer is no. The answer is no. I mean, can you relic her out? Take her to R9 and be a crazy lad, and she'll be a decent tank.
But she defeats herself when she does the stuff where she's not tanking. Then you're like, I have a tank, but it's not doing tanky stuff. It's like, it's just counterintuitive, man.
For me, I use her for basically the tag, to get the extra 5% and the 5 speed and everything else from Rev and lead. And then outside of that, man, I just treat her like an attacker. I don't use her as an actual tank, and her cleanse. Like, if that boastful provocation could be reset whenever an ally falls below a certain threshold, I mean, in today's meta, it would make more sense. When it was released, all right, I understand why they didn't want to have her crazy, but in today's meta, it's just like she's a tank that's just dead weight. She doesn't do anything useful. Like Zalbar is a better tank because it's like, oh, you fell below 100% health. Well, I have taunt and retribution. I'm like, well, where's that for Juhani? Like, she's an actual Jedi, and she's not nearly as good. So, I could go on that for a while. Now I have her at Relic 5, but that's because why not?
Why not? Yeah. Discrim says, honestly, at this moment, I'd almost prefer just to let me buy Red Crate and skip Conquest altogether. That's been a big complaint of the Krakens in the Wells. It's like, one of the things that, and I think CG's missing the mark on this, and I can be fair in the criticism of CG, is when they get it right, we always praise them. And when they get it wrong, then we let them know they're getting it wrong. I give it to them sometimes. You're missing the mark on Conquest. Conquest should be a fun game mode. The time investment in Conquest is a big turnoff to a vast majority of spenders in this game. You're not understanding your base by doing this. The base, and I've talked to quite a few of them, they buy to not spend time in the game where they don't want to. Right? So for Conquest, what's their motivation to spend? Because no matter what they spend, unless they're hiring additionally someone to do this for them, they have to still go in and still do all these battles and stuff and these feats, which they usually don't have the time for. We're talking people with major money that don't have the time. On the reverse of that, you have people that are unmotivated to do Conquest because they don't feel like they have a snowball's chance in hell of beating this stuff. What's their motivation to participate? It's like Nev. Nev is not motivated whatsoever. Most people are not motivated. Even there's some people that are motivated for this one because it's Conquest, but they're not happy about it. It's like, well, it's Malgus. I love Malgus. I'll do it because it's Malgus, but I'm not doing it because I love the game mode, the way it's set up right now. And I think that's a big problem. I think that's a big problem CG has to take a look at. If your player base in both ends of the spectrum, free to play, lower tier, mid tier, and then your upper tier, higher mid tier, are both have different reasons why they don't like the game mode, you may want to rethink what you're doing with this game mode, because it is not working for a vast majority of people and players. Now there are some people that love Conquest, like Calvin Awesome loves it, Aldous loves it. God bless him. I don't see it, man. I really don't see it. I do Conquest not because I enjoy it. I do it because it leads to a character and other and things that I can use in other game modes. I treat Conquest like I do mods. I work on mods and stuff not because I enjoy them, but because it leads to other events and stuff that makes my characters and teams better, that I can go do stuff in GAC, or whatever.
Do it because I must, not because I want to.
Right.
Yeah. Well, and that's, I think, a big issue that we come across when it comes to Conquest. I mean, as a even player who spends, like, for me, I'm going to catch 22 of it. I don't want to wail on every single Conquest character. But if they just want to be like, hey, here's what we're going to do. We're going to do the 3 Conquests, and then on Conquest number 3, when it wraps up, the character goes buyable. Like, they just want to make that way so that whales, because I understand the reason for time gating. You don't want people to just have it day one for the variety of reasons, but they want to slow roll things into the meta. They don't want to have it there right away. And I understand. And part of it's for thematic, or there's how the pipeline's coming out, what they're releasing. There's a method to their madness as to why they release things the way they do. But I mean, like, for me, it's like, you could turn around and make bucket. I know players who spend, $2K a month on this game, but they have no interest whatsoever in Conquest, and they don't, like, I know a guy who still doesn't have Cat. Like, doesn't care. Like, he's like, well, I started farming her when you could buy the shards, but after that, didn't give a crap. Like, he's not playing Conquest. He's like, I don't have the time to play it, so like, I'm just gonna wait till they give me something where I can buy the shards, and I'll call it a day. And I think that's where a lot of these bigger players come into play, as they're just waiting for that kind of stuff. But then all the smaller players, just like, man, I would hate to be in a position of some of the people that are watching right now, is like where you're 6-7 million GP, and it's like you got to work your tail off to get red crate, and it might come down to Sector 5, and you may not get that data disk that you need to complete that set, and you're hosed. Like, you now have no way to do these fights. Like if you get the perfect the ability exhaust, thermal detonators, the caustic emissions,
Agony.
Yeah, where you can just basically go into a battle no matter what for the most part and just auto and win because the game mechanics will kill the enemy with as long as they give one relic character. Like, if you can't set that up, like, a lot of players in the lower GP bracket get screwed out of red boxing because of that. And I'm like, they need to fix a couple of things with Conquest. One, if we had some way to swap out data disks, would be that we could, like, you know, like a data disk store, like, hey, I want to break down this data disk so that I can buy this other one, kind of thing. Something of that nature that just kind of gives you a opportunity to optimize. Then that would probably solve a lot of players' concerns about the game mode, because then you can go through and tailor a little bit. But like, when you come to a data disk sector, and 5 out of your 6 options are a variation of the same data disk, it's like, yay! I'm so glad I have that again and again. Like, it's just one of those things where it's just crap. Like, I was there at one point. I've had alts where I've sold now that I did the same thing, and it's just like, you're praying for the right data disks to come through at like 6 million to even be able to compete.
Right.
And I feel like that's just too punishing to the player base. You either need to pull apart to a brand new level of Conquest for the big accounts and then dial that down a little bit, or you need to just do something to make the players have the ability to transition, to customize, to get what they need or want so that they can do those things. Otherwise, right now, it's just, you're holding that bag just above their heads. You're going, oh, you just missed it.
Yeah. Tough titty, said the kitty. Yeah. It's just one of those things. It's frustrating because it's like, I do Conquest every day. I'm knocking out the feats. I'm going to get the red crate barring any nonsense happening, but it's like, not enjoying it. I just don't enjoy Conquest. I just don't. I mean, even getting Malgus, as motivated as I am for Malgus, the journey is just not equaling to the reward. Now, the problem I've always had too is, who gives a crap if lower tiered players get Malgus? I think CG's missing the mark on this. Let's say a lower tier player gets Malgus. What do you think they're going to do? They're just going to let it sit there? No, they're going to go after Darth Revan. They may spend some money to try to get that team up and running. Right? You know, it's kind of like what happened with Cat. Players went bananas, like trying to get JMK. There was a burst of JMK, you know.
Or relicking out their Padme teams. There were a lot of people who took Padme teams out to high relics.
Absolutely.
Just trying to get a team that functioned with her. I'm with you.
That's how you dangle the carrot. You give players these characters. And then when they try to go back and get the other characters, that's when they want to spend money on gear for relics and things of that nature, and buy packs to get these other characters up and running. You know, the Conquest character is how you dangle. You know, let everybody get the damn characters.
Well,
and then let them. Then, you know, I just think it's a way to do it.
Well, that kind of kicks in my head a little bit about the Interceptor. The Interceptor brings the Empire fleet to a brand new ballgame.
Oh, yes, it does.
But now so many players have a reason to start bringing Empire pilots they haven't touched in a decade because there's been no reason to. And I'm like, and I agree, that's the vein they should go. The Conquest should be an easy way to roll out characters over a period of time where players get it, but like, it's like, all right, the car's out there, but here's the engine. Okay, you can put the engine in the car, but until you get the rest of it going, it's not going to mean much. It's kind of, I mean, it's really in the same vein of what they did with.
Well, even let's think about this too. The amount of gear that's needed for each of these Conquest characters. Think about all the money you can make off that. Yeah. Because it takes so many Carbantes and Chirotechs to get these characters up there, plus Zetas and Omicrons. You know, if nobody can get the character. You know,
what good does it do?
What good does it do? I mean,
it's the same thing like Grand Inquisitor is going to be when we get to it. It's like so few players have bothered to go down that road because until they patched it 2 weeks ago with the new unique. What was the point? Oh, I can beat JMK in territory war. I can already do that with this team that I already have. So screw this noise. Like what it really reminds me of, and I kind of wish you would get. I didn't like it, but I understand it. With like Lord Vader and JMK, they made their kits revolve around mastery. Which, how do you get higher mastery in a kit? You dump in higher relic levels. Like, so you want to know what the main difference between like the ultra high end Lord Vaders and like the middle of the road high end Lord Vaders? How many Relic 9s sitting on that team? If you got a full Relic 9 Lord Vader team, the second he ults once, he goes into just lethal. Right. Because he's taken so much mastery. And that's, I mean, not that I want to do that, but like to a degree, it's like set up something similar to that with Conquest characters. Like when they have their team designed, all right, we're thinking everything Relic 5. It's like, okay, so things don't really work until we get them to Relics. Once players get something they can use and play with and have something in front of them to start tinkering with and theory craft with, you watch things explode. I mean, you watch when somebody kind of figured out a way for the Admiral Akbar Ami and Leia Ami to kind of work together and kind of make these like fun, annoying teams. All of a sudden, like from the month to month, you saw giant jumps and those Omicrons getting equipped because players started finding ways to make things work and gearing up trash characters they'd never played with because it was a team that could work. And so it's just kind of these things where it's like, if you give us enough engines to play with, we'll take care of it from there and we'll gear up and we'll push things forward. But it's like they're like, we don't know what you guys want, so we're just gonna lock everything away behind this vault and dragon and dinosaurs and swords and daggers and Poby.
Don't bring up Poby. She'll pop out of her. She could wake up and she had a sour salad. You could be in big trouble, Clayton. I just want to warn you. So you don't mess with the hand of the Ranger J1999, the Emperor of Emperors. Darth Irvin says, also giving players 3 months to farm a Conquest team gives them time to save gear for them if they go out a bit faster. Saying 1 or 2 Conquests, they could earn more from the gear. Possibly, but they're also going to invest in gear. They're not. It's like, you know what, you're giving me this character, maybe I will invest in gear and money and time, right, in the effort to do this stuff. If you want participation to go up, you got to change your mindset on what Conquest means. Give everybody the characters, make it fun, make it enjoyable, and then you're going to have crazy gear on them anyway. And it's really a big turnoff. You get the character and then you're like, Christ, I got to take this character to Relic 9. Christ, I have to do all this gear. It's like you went from one extreme to the next, and it's just, we already talked about the gear crunch in this game. It's just silly. It really is silly. God.
Yeah. I feel right now there's enough chokeholds in the game right now that naturally stop a player, because like when I first started getting more and more into the spending of a game, the amount of just brick walls you run into as a spender becomes just asinine. Yeah, it's like, hey, I can spend. At this point, the account's been live long enough where I won't run into these problems. But at the time, it's like I was running out of tier 3 ability mats constantly. Like, I couldn't buy a new character because I couldn't even upgrade their abilities. Like, it's like, you don't have the Omegas, you don't have this, you don't have that. It's like, at a certain point, we got to realize that the chokeholds that they have currently aren't monetizing them anywhere. Well, I mean, it is to a degree, but it's not. It's the wrong chokehold to put on the player base. It's just one that drives a lot of players from wanting to play at all, because like a lot of players who aren't going to spend a dime in this game, like getting stuck out in the middle of nowhere, being like, well, I can't do this because I don't have that. I can't do this because I don't have that. I can't do this because I don't have it. Then they just give up. It's like, well, oh my gosh, another stun cuff. What am I going to do? Another stun gun. Oh my God, all these Carbantis. It's like, yeah, it's just too many weights around the ankles of around the player base. I think they need to, with Relic 9 being in the game and how expensive that is to even get your hands on. They've got to, getting from Gear 1 to Relics has got to get easier. It's got to, especially with how much salvage they're requiring now for Relics too. Like, that's ridiculous.
I'm tapped out. I'm tapped out. I have to farm this stuff for. You can see on my account right now, I've got the Inquisitors, but the two things that hold me up right now is Cartex and Corbantes. I need like 300 Corbantes just to take all these characters to Gear 10. That's not
trade
counting
you for
Gear
some
11
Zetas.
or Gear 12. I've got plenty of Zetas.
I'll trade you.
Omegas, I've got like 1,000. That's not the issue. It's the issue of I just don't have the Corbantes or the Cartex to do this right now. There's
You mean
always
the new
something.
gear they invented to relieve the gear crunch?
No, they lied. Even I can admit that one, man. I'm sorry. You cannot look me straight in the face and say that this was supposed to relieve the gear crunch. It didn't. If you're going to have that many Corbantes still on these characters and then tell me Cartex is supposed to relieve that, get the hell out of here. I don't buy it. I never bought it. I bought into it a little bit, but then as I started seeing these characters with the amount of Corbantes and other characters still needed, and then the Kyrotex, especially when you have to have 100 of one of the other for relic materials. No, it doesn't relieve the gear crunch. It does the absolute opposite. So,
well, and the fact that it's so expensive. I mean, 100 Kyrotex is $20. You know, there's just like I get you were trying to diversify and whatever else, but it's like
you lost your minds.
You didn't really do that. You just gave us another chokehold, because it's like, well, every single old character that doesn't have them, well, we put 100 on them. So just in case you want to bring them up, you need to drop $40 on them.
Yeah.
It's like, well,
it just, and I know CG's not doing it to be out of touch, but it feels out of touch, right? It just feels like they're not playing the game and being in the circumstances that we are, everyday people that are playing the game, that have real lives and real jobs and real families, that want to enjoy, they want to escape here, but they don't want to be trapped in these holes where they feel like they can't get out of. You know, they want to be motivated to play the game, but if you do stuff like this, it makes them unmotivated to play the game. And I think that's where they're missing the mark. I
think the one thing they miss a lot is when they require older characters for stuff, they forget how much gear Like, I was being an idiot, and I brought up Jedi Guardian to Gear 12 for the Conquest, because I wasn't going to mess around with trying to do that fight more than once. He sucked up like 400 Carbonis.
Yeah.
Just like...
Do SRP and Biston. Go try to get those two characters up for the amount of Carbantes.
Done.
Go do the Phoenix team with the stun guns and Carbantes.
Oh yeah. Oh my god.
Well, it's horrible.
Just do Nest. Her Gear 11 to Gear 12 is 200 stun guns, not including anything else you need on her.
That's insane.
Yeah, it's like, you guys need to understand that some of the stuff that you put in as chokeholds before Kyrotech came in the game is what's literally hamstringing players, because they have no way to get around that crap. One player requiring 400 of anything is just depleting to any resources.
Right.
We're like, well, yeah, but it's a measly feat to gear up Ayla, and I'm like, no, it's not.
It's not really, no.
Like the JMK and the Lord Vader requirements, they sucked up a lot of the gear in the process. Like, and First Order and Resistance have their own.
Yeah, anytime you do a GL, your resources are depleted. Great.
Well, and the thing that sucks about the GLs is, like, it inadvertently or not, every GL has had a specific resource that they just deplete you of.
Right. First Order, like gold furnaces.
And Resistance is the golden eyeballs. Right. You will burn through everything you ever had in your life going with Rey, because it's just every character needs like 3 of them to get from Gear 11 to Gear 12. It's like, Christ Almighty. It's one of those things where I think that they're out of touch with on the player base, is that they have so many obstacles from the previous stuff that they've done the very bare minimum to help us get past, and they're like, well, why don't you guys just have more stuff ready? Well, if I had an account where I could magically just place, quantities of gear in, yeah, I'd be fine. But no, it doesn't happen that way. So
yeah. All right, we're off our high horse. All right, let's do some questions. Let's see here. Let me pull up.
That concludes today's sermon from the high horse.
Amen, brothers and sisters. CG, if you're listening, you got to change your ways. All right.
And CG, repent, you sinners.
Let's see here.
Oh boy.
Is that the wife?
I'll be right back. No, that's my father.
Oh, you gotta talk to the El Padre.
Yeah, the wife, I can. She'll understand what I'm doing right now. My dad won't.
Nope. Talk to your dad. Take as much time as you need. Fatality VT question. Do you think they will release more droids like they did for Inquisitors and make them requirements for a new OR tune? Revan Reborn, maybe. Don't know. Could be. Again, you guys know I'm no longer part of the test program. I have no longer insights and everything. But even if I did, I couldn't tell you guys. That was just part of the NDA. I don't reveal any kind of stuff there. You know what I'm saying? I have no idea. I mean, you would think that with an Old Republic tune, maybe there could be something coming down the line. I don't know what their plan is. I'm starting to get into my mindset of reading the tea leaves a little bit. As far as I'm aware, and this is not insider information. This is just Ranger taking a guess here. As far as I'm concerned, there is going to be a GL or two coming out this year. Come on, it's CG, guys. But what those could be, it could be. I mean, I've always been pushing for, Leia. I think she deserves a GL, but they could go in the opposite direction. True Revan. I did the interview with Carrie a few years back where we talked about it. She broke my heart when she said that True Revan was on the board, but it never really happened. It was put on the back burner. So that could be a possibility. I just don't know. So yeah, I mean, your guess is as good as mine. Question from Fatality V2 again. With all the Amis dropping, players are getting left behind. Is it time to make them more available, and where would you put them? Yes, it is time to make them more available. I don't really know the answer to that one. I don't know what would be the most viable choice. I mean, where do you put them? They're not going to put them in Galactic Wars or Arena, stuff. I can put them in ships. At this point, it's like wherever. Just put them in some more nodes or where they're droppable. More events. I think where they're at is fine, but they need to make the drop rate and the amount that you get higher. If, for instance, in Cantina, if we had, say, you have a chance of between 4 and 8 Omicrons per hit, I think that would be better than what it is now, instead of just 1. You know what I'm saying? That kind of stuff. Up the amount that you get and put it in a few more places to where you could get the Omicrons. That would be my ideal solution for that problem. So there you go. Maximus Desmus Meridius. This question: what data disk do you use for Sector 4 for the Purge feat? So okay, let's talk about this real quick. It's a real good question. So for the Sector 4, you want to attack the boss. All right. The team that you want to use for Sector 4 is the following team. You want to go in there. Let me clear my team because I was doing the Geo feat. You want to go in there with Palpatine lead. You want to throw in the 3 Inquisitors. The ideal ones are, because they remove Purge, is 9th, 8th, and 7th. Then, to make sure they go first and the team never takes a turn, you want to put Watt on the team. Put attack tech on, I don't give a shit who. They go in, they go first. Palpatine will keep them stunned, and then you get the turn meter turn, and then you're off to the races. You will kick some major ass with this team as it's constructed. Use this here. You will get the Purge feat. You will get tons of Purges because they remove Purge and they are constantly applying Purge. I get a buttload of Purges that way. So if this is ideally the thing that I tried Fifth Brother and some other lineups, but this is the ideal lineup that I saw, gave me the most results from all the Purges that we tried on the lunch stream the other day. So this is the lineup that you really want to focus in on there, buddy. I hope that helps you out. If you don't have that, then do the best you can with what you got. That's all I can say. Hope that helps you out, Maximus. LC question: hey Ranger, has CG reached out to you to revisit the testing program? No. It's dead. It's not coming back anytime soon, as far as I understand. So those days are done, LC. Beta test program's gone. There's no plans to bring it back anytime soon. So yeah, maybe one day in the future we'll have a beta program. At this point in juncture, I have no knowledge of anything even remotely like that possibly coming back. I mean, CG's just been burned on this many times. So, you know, I wish I had different news for you, but that's just the facts of the way they are. All right.
You keep biting the hand that feeds you, and it will just eventually leave you the hell alone.
Buzzsaw question: how long until Crumb's out Ranger as an alpha tester? Well, Crumb outs me on a lot of stuff, but that could be. That's not a thing, and since the program's dead, I don't think I'll be an alpha tester anytime soon. It was funny. I can't remember who said it was some kind of comment. Ranger's the godfather of SWGOH. He should be the only tester, or should be the alpha tester, or whatever that was. I thought that was a funny comment. Sim Raid rewards. Let me get that. When our guild started a raid, I bet it's heroic Sith. I bet it is. It's not. It's Rancor. Damn it. God damn it, Jim.
No.
God damn it. OGD question. Why don't they let us see the stats for squads and Conquest instead of guessing if 7% would be enough, or do we 1 or 2, or how we move? I don't know why they don't do that stuff, man. You're asking good questions, OGD. I'd have no problem with them doing that. I mean, like, if you could see like a number count for like speed order or turn order, like an actual number, so you can figure out who's going first and what's going to happen and stuff, that would be a hell of a lot better.
If they could at least give us the percentage, like, and tell us with hard facts that when we modify a character by 70%, their base stats at that relic level multiplied by 0.7.
How do you figure that out? Like, how do you know who's going to go first then? Because all you have is the bar, and it doesn't give you any stats. I mean, eventually I'd like to see a number associated with it at least.
I would like to
for
too,
turn
but
meter.
if at least stupidly you could math on the side and figure it out, then that's one thing. Like, all right, if it's like, okay, Hux is 165 base speed at relic 7, whatever, 161 at maxed out. It's like, okay, we multiply that by point. We know that's for sure 70% on this node. It's like, okay, so I can multiply that by 0.7, 1.7 to give me the total, and then I have an idea of what the speed is. But don't be like, well, but then they have overpaired on top of that too. It's like, well, how does that work? Is that multiplicative, or is that additive, or what are we looking at? Yeah, just tell me the speed. Just get rid of overprepared. Tell me that General Hux is 500 speed. Just get it over with.
LC question. Now that the testing program is dead, can you start dishing? Nope.
It'll be a long time.
Never. I just don't do that. I mean, it's just not part of my nature. I don't just do that. I'm not going to sit here in the public and say, hey guys, now that the program's dead, let me tell you everything that I knew.
Pro tip, snitches get stitches.
Yeah, that's right. I don't want to be secret half attacked by Hobie because the Illuminati from CG bought her off. I like living. I like doing it. Yeah. What else? 93 question. How many resources do you think we should expect the upcoming Lord of the Rings game to take from SWGOH? At least a third. I'm just guessing here. I mean, if you're going to launch a new game in your studio, you still want to keep your money resource running, so you're not going to take that many resources, but I would say at least a third.
Aren't they working with another studio on this too?
I think so. I don't have all the details. I didn't really read into it.
I remember from the announcement that they were the senior staff, I guess is a way of phrasing it. It's not the right terminology, but they're using their experience as helping spearhead this.
Right.
But I don't think they are completely like, they've devoted resources, but not
Nobo.
Not the same.
Naga says Middle Earth Studios. There you go.
Yeah.
I don't know what. I'm going to be playing that game. Me and Clayton are both going to be in that game. I'll tell you that much. I'm a Lord of the Rings junkie, dude. I am a huge junkie. God.
Yeah, I'm going to see it.
You're going to get your ass over there, Clayton, with me, and we're going to hold hands emotionally.
I'm not debating that part at all.
You're going to get your ass in there.
I just know that I am for my own mental well-being, I am the person who spends on one game at a time. So if I start to go wailing over there, SWGOH's gonna have to come down a little bit.
Yeah, but you can think of the music when you're doing it. Dun 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 da da da.
I don't.
Da da da. And
So
think, I'll be with you every time, and I can be like, I'm the servant of the secret fire, ruler of the flame of honor. Dark fire will not avail you. Flame of voodoo.
The biggest thing I want to know. Well, and I guess I could just start pulling into it because they're gonna have a beta program sometime this summer.
Oh sure.
Well, they already announced that. I saw it in the thing.
Yes, I'm volunteering for that thing. Trust me.
You know some people, so put my name right below yours. Just sign the paperwork for me.
Yeah, there's been some people reach out like, can I be a part of this? Like, I'll reach out. I'll make a note.
No, but I mean, I just want to know, how are we doing, like good and evil factions? Are we doing?
Oh,
like,
for sure. I mean,
Yeah.
it's very black and white in Lord of the Rings. There is.
Well, oh yeah, for sure. But I'm like, are we gonna be able to have our own Balrogs, or are we gonna just fight?
I would think so.
Balrogs,
Yeah.
or
I mean, there's
we gonna
13
have
Balrogs from the original.
trolls?
Well, there's 13 original Balrogs,
Yeah.
not including the Battle of Gondolin, which had multiple. But that was a pre-story
Hundreds?
that he did. Gondolin, the Battle of Gondolin.
Yeah.
With Ecthelion used his helmet to kill Gotham. God damn it, Clay! No, I can't teach you everything.
If I brought my brother back in here, you guys could go after it for a while. He is a huge. I love it.
I'm in it. I live it.
Lotro
I
was
love
my
it so
first
much.
MMO. I played a lot of that.
I love it so much.
I love the game. I love the lore. I'm excited. I played the Rise to War one for a little bit, and then I got really depressed with it, so I gave up. I was like, this is well.
Yeah, let's not talk about it.
Yeah.
All right.
Back to SWGOH.
Back to the SWGOH content. Gundam Liar question, Ranger. Do you think CG was looking to get rid of the test program for the latest leak, and they just use it as a scapegoat to get rid of the test program? No, the opposite is true. But can't have leaks.
Yeah.
You just can't.
As someone who knows nothing about it, not involved, don't have anything.
That's true. You don't.
I know nothing. So what I talk about is pure speculation. Ranger tells me nothing, and he tells you all nothing, and this is just as the case behind closed doors is open. I know nothing. But the way, from what was leaked, the information that came out, it was obvious in my mind that this was something that they were opening the door on to have to get feedback on, and the second they opened that door, somebody bit them, and that's why it just immediately got the cord pulled. Just hook, line, and sinker, just out of the water. We're not doing this anymore, because I think that they were excited to kind of, all right, this is working. We're getting good feedback where things are progressing in a positive light, and the second they take the next step, it just went right up in their face. And so,
yeah,
I am 100% the mindset that the beta testers aren't there to find out all the bugs. They're there to help the game progress and grow, and they were doing a lot of good work on that front. And one person got on their high horse and ruined it for the rest of us. So
there you go.
Yay!
And then we ate the minstrels. Yay!
And back to drinks.
And back to SWGOH. Algodius says, question. I understand that giving us exact turn order in battle is hard because of all the turn meter gain and whatnot. Would it be a good solution to instead have what at least seems as just current turn meter percentage? Just give me a number, for Christ's sakes. Even if it's percentage, give me some idea of what the hell I'm facing. Because sometimes you're right there where you're looking at your tune and you're looking at theirs and you see the turn meter like, wait, if I do this ability, wait, would that mean there? Oh shit! I just go cross-eyed. Christ.
I would like CG to add a icon, not necessarily a status buff, but even a little dot over the character's head,
something
that lights up as to who's taking the next turn.
Right.
So as anything changes and progresses and whatever else up, it's a red dot over whoever is next.
Right.
So that you have an idea of what the heck is going on. I mean, in Conquest, just give us some stats to work with. Don't sit there and 40% this and 80% that and 20% this. It's
impossible to figure out. With the over-prepared buff on there, it's almost impossible, because I've gone into some battles with 100% stamina with a SLKR team, and I don't take a turn. And I'm just like, Christ. It's like that's not fun. I don't like going in there and getting raffle stomped. I mean,
which Greek god did you get your shoes from?
Yeah, I mean, goddamn, Hermes, chill out, bro. Seriously, man, throw a man a bone. Just wanna.
You're realizing that your shoes have the wings stapled on. Son of a bitch.
I'm gonna take a quick look into GAC. I'm probably not gonna do GAC tonight. I'm just not motivated.
What?
You gonna help me beat GAC, man?
I can try.
That's not the answer I was looking for. Sorry, you failed. He didn't put any GLs in the front. That's why I'm not motivated. There's no GLs. It's pretty standard stuff here. So I'm like, I want to see how they do first. We'll do it tomorrow.
I just got lazy with mine. I was trying counters out.
Oh, I didn't. I didn't get lazy. We still sticking to our guns here, but
no, on offense. I was.
Yeah.
I went against his mall team with my BAM team, which it worked out.
Oh,
great! Right up until the fact that
Maul got angry.
No.
Oh,
I couldn't get through Droideka because I lost.
You couldn't. You can't.
I lost Quill.
Yeah.
And once Quill went down, the Droideka was 245 speed-ish. So every time I would get 1, maybe 2 attacks before he would go back into damage immunity. Had no way to dispel. So I mean, after that it worked. The plan went perfectly. He went in on IG, got some counterattacks, got the turn meter, got the taunt back up. IG tanked it like a bot. Well, because every time Canterus is touching IG, he's getting a ton of protection back. So just sit there, just taking it, damage immunity onto him while he has taunt. Maul does nothing, and then I lost Quill, and then it went to crap.
And then it was good.
And so I just timed out on that one. So.
Well, I checked the mods to see if there's any mod depression to do. There is none because the mods have been garbage, poopy, caca duty lately. Yeah, they've been pretty poopy. Not gonna lie, little diarrheas. Not a big fan.
I have to quit because I'm getting low. I'm uncomfortably low on credits and building materials. So.
Well, I have plenty of those. It's just other stuff that I'm incredibly low on. So. It's something. It's always something in this game. You're just critically short on that. You just have to go. Oh Christ! How am I gonna figure this out? I know it's a resource management game, but man, sometimes you need like an Excel spreadsheet, and the game crashed. That's not a good look. Okay, I wasn't expecting that one. So, Jake says, "I just want SWGOH with Raid Shadow Legend graphics." Oh.
That sounds delicious.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. Who would I want as my starting lineup for Lord of the Rings? I want to go evil. So I want Melkor, Sauron, Gothmog, the Witch King of Armar. Who do I want as my 5th?
See, you say all these things, but I guarantee you they're gonna have like regional, like that's how they'll do like
Who one is my 5th?
Like the sub factions of like light or good and evil. So
the sub faction. Oh, there's Numenorian. There's the different houses of the elves and of men. I mean, there's so many. I don't think you'd fit on the screen, Nobunaga. And Calagon the Black is the size of a mountain. I don't know how that's going to work on the screen.
I mean, that'd be cool, right?
Yeah, I don't even know how you fit Smog the Golden on the screen because he's kind of a big guy too. Did you guys ever play Lord of the Rings Conquest? I did not. No. It didn't really motivate me. Yeah.
That was like the Battlefront version, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I played that. That was a fun afternoon.
I mean, I played DAC and some other Lord of the Rings games, but I mean, I've actually played quite a few. But I mean, that one just never caught my eye.
No, well, because I mean, to be honest, the only 2 classes that were fun to play was Ranger and Warrior.
Right.
Because the Mage classes and the Stealth classes made no sense for the battlefield, and the Mage classes were like ridiculously overpowered. Like if these characters existed in real life in this game, they would destroy you would need 10 of them at the Battle of Helm's Deep, and they would have held back the army just fine. And I'm like, I don't buy it. But like the great sword wielder guys, they were fun.
Yeah. What else? It says Lord of the Rings Online is still around and celebrating their 15th anniversary. Oh, that's cool.
Yep, I still play it about once a month. I had a bad taste in my mouth from when the Isengard stuff launched, but that had everything to do with personal and nothing to do with the game itself.
Things happen.
Yeah,
I played lots of Lord of the Rings games. Conquest never really caught my eye. I mean,
Third Age.
But
I love that game.
It's cool. Third Age. I played DAC. I actually did DAC on the channel for a few shows. Nobody watched it, but I still did it. Divide and Conquer, Total War. We use the armies of the elves, and you pick a faction, and then you develop it and stuff like that. Yeah, I remember Return of the King game. I actually had that on PlayStation too. But I mean, you know, it'll be interesting to see what they do with it. There's so many possibilities. There's so many factions. I mean, I talked about this yesterday. You can do the Valinor, you can do the Maiar, you can do the evil factions, you can do, like, there's so many different factions of good and evil that they can do.
The PlayStation 2 one.
I mean, you can do Celebrimbor, you can do Gilgalad.
That was the one. Did you ever play the Shadows of War?
Yeah, I did. I know the storyline on that. Yeah, I don't agree with it, but it was.
Cool. I like the first one a lot better than the second one.
The second one lost me when they started Shelob. You know, I was like,
yeah,
I'm sorry, no, that's not.
The
how
other
that
one,
works.
the first one held vaguely to some truths, and the second one was like out the window.
Forget that. Well, they also went a little nuts on who the Nazgul was, because we only know of who 4 of the Nazgul are. We know 3 were lords or kings of Numenor. We know the Witch King of Agmar. I think there's another one, maybe 5. Right? The other ones is like, I had no idea who the hell they were. They just took some liberties. What? Isildur was a Nazgul? Sure. Okay. Helm Hammerhand was a Nazgul. No, sorry, I don't buy it. Get out of here with that nonsense.
Stop it.
Yeah, Kamol. Yeah. Kamol was one, and there was 3 lords of Numenor, kings, lords, however you want to put that. We know the Witch King of Agmar, but after that, it's pretty much open to interpretation, right, of who the other, the Nazgul were. Which kings of men were they, right? Numenor makes sense with 3, because that's when Sauron was dicking around with Numenor. But other than Kamol and the Witch King of Agmar, we have really no idea who the other 4 were. So, what was the team you used for Malgus in Sector 5 today, Ranger? Well, I'm glad you asked, because I love talking about Conquest.
And back to you, Swoga.
And back to you, Swugga.
The game we talk about because reasons.
So we did 2 teams today. What do we do today? Let me think about this.
One was it Dash or Bam?
We used Bam as one team, but Bam
IG Quill
for the non
Han Chewie. Yeah,
Han Chewie for the non-Sith, non-Jedi team. And then Palpatine Talon we just used, well, I mean, if you have it, but we used Lord Schmader with Royal Guard, and who was the other one?
You need to have Royal Guard. You gotta have
Talon.
Palpatine Talon. Yeah, those 2.
Palpatine Talon, and then Royal Guard, Lord Schmader lead, and who was the 5th? I can't remember who I had as the 5th on that team. That was the team that we used.
Was it another tank?
No, it was another character. And I'm trying to think of who
Vader?
it was. No, it wasn't Darth Schmader. Someone will tell me.
I wasn't paying tons of attention. Today I was.
Well, that I've been drinking a lot of bourbon. What did I use today? Someone in the chat will tell us. I mean, goddamn, there's some of the lunch skewers here watching this stream.
I mean, I technically qualify, but I don't. I listen.
You're always working. You're listening. You're not paying attention, dude. You just have it in the background, dude.
I'm just there to drop my Swevens in.
I know.
And listen.
Son of a bitch.
Oh, you're so brokenhearted.
For Swevens, I am. I'm trying to think. Who was the 5th we put on that team? Wasn't Thrawn. I'm going blank on the. Oh, Darth Maul. Or Maul. Just Maul. We did Vader, Maul, Talon, Royal Guard, and Palpatine, right? It was Lord Schmader, Maul, Royal Guard, and then Talon, Palpatine. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy, got it done. I didn't think about that for a second. Like, who the hell did I use on that? The hell was I thinking? Why was I thinking? Should I do some stuff in Conquest just for abuse? I don't know if I want to.
You have your refreshes back up, or you just got some energy sitting there?
We probably till tomorrow. We'll let the energy build up. I mean, let's not go get stomped to get stomped.
What? Come on.
I have enough problems with Conquest as it is constructed. Again, I was going to do GC tonight, but then I looked at the like they didn't put any GLs down. It's pretty standard counters. I'm like, just do it tomorrow. It's like, I mean, there's a lot of standard counters on that team. No GLs on the front wall. I'm like, huh. I think they're going efficiency. Clayton, I'm not an expert on this stuff, but I think they're trying to be an efficiency fighter on this one.
Yeah, something tells me that you're probably right.
Yeah, I think we might have some solo opportunities tomorrow on this. Plus, I've been drinking, and I don't feel like doing GC tonight.
I don't blame you for anything, to be honest.
I just looked at that. I'm just like, nah, man. I'm gonna put the pressure on them. Make them do some battles, see what happens. They haven't attacked yet, so I was like, okay, you haven't attacked yet. I'll wait till you attack, because I know what I can do. I mean, look at the North here, man. It's standard stuff. Oh no, it's a Sealash Chupio 3PO. Oh no, it's a Dash Han Chewie. It's a Grievous team. It's a Momo team. It's a Finn team. I have counters to every single one of those in the North. And then in the South, it's like, oh no, look, it's Darth Revan. Oh no, look, it's Maul with Jordica. It's Shock T with clones. It's Night Sisters. It's Newt with B1 and Django. I mean, like, okay, that's what you want to put down. That's cool. I mean, I got counters for every single one of those teams, and solos and all those teams. It's like, okay, you want to do that? That's cool. I'm cool with me, man. I'll trooper your CLS team. I'm cool. I mean, if that's what you want to do.
I mean, even when I was playing mine, I dropped battles because I was just being stupid. Like I wasn't
3v3, man. I just don't know how many people are going to be motivated for 3v3. I just don't think it's a game mode now that it's like people are, if they're interested, it's only because crystals are involved, and even then they're really not too happy about this.
I mean, I know a lot of, well, didn't even Loki say that he wasn't joining the first round because he didn't want to?
It could be. Loki is not a big fan, I don't think, of 3v3.
Well, that, and if you don't join, you don't lose your ranking.
Yeah.
So you just sit there and so like he doesn't go negative, and he's like he didn't even think he had the time to play.
You go
and
one
I'm like,
or two, and so he'll drop and be like, okay. Plus, he's on vacation. He's in Hawaii.
Yeah, so why?
He's eating spam and eggs, baby. All right, we're gonna go for 5 more minutes, and then I'm gonna go upstairs and get some chicken at China, the Chinese chicken, eat some food. Ooh. Yeah. Ooh.
Well, yeah, when we're done here, I'm going to the bar. So
yeah, well, so we're gonna go for 5 more minutes, so Clayton can make it to the bar, and then I can eat some chicken at China, the Chinese chicken.
It's only 6:30 here, so.
Well, it's 8:30 here, and I've had a long day. Yeah, spam and eggs. He showed it to. I think it was in the Discord.
I think so.
I think that was spam. Yeah, I saw that in the general.
I was surprised by the amount of eggs I saw on Discord today.
It's a plethora of eggs.
That's a lot of food. I probably wouldn't be.
Oh, Loki loves to eat. And he should, because he's the sexy Buddha. He must maintain. Yeah, it looks like eggs, more eggs with ham and bacon. I was like, you go, Loki. You go.
I wanted all protein for breakfast.
Nightmare says, thank you for the teams, big guy. Worked great. Oh, I hope it did. I mean, we did a big stream on Friday talking about all the teams and for offense and defense. So, I mean, I hope it helps you guys out.
I think he was talking about Conquest.
Oh.
I'm here for you.
Well, you're welcome for that, too. Conquest, man. What a nightmare, dude.
Well, I am currently sitting at 5...
I'm at 508.
40?
Yeah.
540 something? And
I'll finish a bunch of them tomorrow. I'll finish the... Sector 5 will be done tomorrow. So I've got to do the... the 1 feet for the shred. I only need 7 shreds. And then I do Inquisitors. I'll finish both those tomorrow. So we'll do that on the stream. And that's Sortie right there. Then I'll continue doing the Darth Revan ones. And then really the rest, after those 60, it's going through these rest of these sectors and just picking up banners on either boss fights or the feats, and then just finishing out to 630. Yeah. I will get the red crate. Barring tragedy.
Barring like locked out of his account for a week, Ranger should do just fine. Yeah,
the Illuminati is like, oh, you rolled a 20 on a mod. We can't have that shit.
Yeah, I'm down to 10. I got 2. No. I got one sector feat left in Sector 3, 2 in Sector 4, 1 in Sector 5, and then the rest of it's just OR and Sith Empire battles. So it'll just be literally logging in, getting them down to 50%, and then waiting a day. That's gonna be
what
like.
What can men do against such reckless hate? I don't know.
Yeah, it's like I'm gonna be down to like 1 refresh a day, and after my refresh tonight, so there'll just be nothing else to do, which is fine. I mean, I'm
You know,
I'm, I'm
I just
okay
got a
with it.
message. Rambam's going to go do his 3v3. Hope he gets his ass kicked. That goddamn Mace lover. Goddamn swabby.
Hopefully, that Relic 9 Mace will do him some good.
I hope he gets his ass kicked, man.
I have such a love-hate with Mace. There are certain times where he's useful, and there's a
He's really
plethora
good.
of other times where it's just like,
he's a hit and miss. His times he is just mwah. And there's other times like, I hope you die, Mace, with your own
partially what cost me my TB run earlier today. I had him as under JML and just
I
like
actually had a good TV run today. I mean, Clayton was watching. The VIPs were watching. What do I have left? I think I have one battle left, right?
Jedi.
Yeah. Should we do the Jedi to wrap it up? I'll do that.
yeah.
All right, we'll
Might
wrap
as
it up
well.
with the Jedi TB. I've done all the other battles. You can see I've done quite well for my guild. I'm number 10. I've donated. I've done the fights. We have one fight left. We have Jedi. We have Jedi left.
fun
Where do you
part
want to
of
go
being
here,
a-
Clay? Do you want to go Luke lead or do you want to go Jedi Master Luke lead?
Well, what cast do you have?
Well, I still have Cam. I have a lot of Jedi left. I mean, we can go the full Monte here, baby. We have Jedi Master Luke, Jedi Luke, Shock T. We got the Yodas left. I mean,
Oh, if
no,
you
I
got the
didn't.
Yodas left, go with Luke. lead.
Well, yeah, let's go Jedi Luke lead because I do have Hermit Yoda left. I don't have Grand Master Yoda left, but I do have JML. I do have Cam, and I do have Jedi Knight Revan. I think that's a winning
gonna-
combination. Unless you want to go Jedi Master Luke lead, I'm okay with that too.
No. I'm just fine with Jedi Master Luke. But do you really want Revan here, or would you rather pick up?
We can do Shock
either-
T.
Shock T would be a good one because then you
I
can at
like
least
Shock
force
T.
the taunt. What are you doing?
We don't do the special mission in my guild. We just go for stars, baby.
Oh, okay, all right. Sorry, I'm delayed between the two.
Yeah. That's fine. I'm not sharing my screen right now. Here, I'll share my screen. Here, I'll take
Oh, it's fine. No. You're good. You're good. Don't worry about it.
It's a 15-second delay.
Fine.
No, we don't do the special mission with Cam and Shat because,
Hey, I actually did win mine today.
yeah, I'd rather eat paint.
It's not fun.
No, it's a waste of
It's
time.
all RNG.
We're going
it's
for
all-
max stars, man. We want 31 stars, so we don't want to be fucking around with the special mission. Yeah, I think this one should be
Special
fine. Do I need Jedi? I think we can do Jedi Master League. We don't have Grand Master Yoda. I gave him up for the I gave him up for the betterment of the guild, so that's
Well, yeah, both mine are gone. It's a downside of it's the curse of being.
I think we'll be let's give it a
having a
shot.
big
Oh,
account.
let's have some fun. Yeah, I don't care about the special mission. Piss off.
Yeah, go for it. I
I'm
like
not
it.
doing the special
This will
mission.
work well because if you happen to hit the stupid geos, that having that all will.
Oh, I know. All right, let's start with the big hit. Big money, big cash prizes. Let's cleanse here and go after B2 because, well, we hate him. And then Jedi Knight Luke will stun, and then we will be on our way.
Girl.
All right, we're gonna send in the Cam. Go get him, Cam. Do your thing, Cam. You monster. You're a monster. Oh, look at that. You're already dead. You're double dead. I'm gonna armor shred you. Oh, snap. Cam, look at Cam. He's a goddamn legend.
I'm
Look at
gonna
that.
double tap your triple tap and then take you to
Oh
breakfast.
my god, look at Shaq and Cam on this is just
Oh, dude, it's so much fun.
It's so gross. It's so gross.
So gross.
It's such a lovely.
Does baby girl want a fishy? Oh, a fishy for baby girl.
What? The dogs are getting some sweet loving, and I respect that. Go
She
Cam.
is.
Go Cam. It's your birthday.
She's being a new
I'm gonna
level
send in
of,
Cam again. Yeah, I'm gonna do that.
She's being a
Yeah.
new level of needy because the wifey's
I'm gonna do
not
this again.
home tonight.
I'm gonna send in Cam again. You can't stop me. I'm gonna get the ultimate. You can't stop me. I'm not gonna do armor shred here because I don't need it because I've got Cam.
But for the feet.
Oh look, I'm in ultimate. Well.
I love how much damage Cam does.
It's so gross. It's silly.
Wayne, do you want some fishies?
I killed him with Hermit Yoda because I could.
Oh, and they said he was a non-attacker character.
All right, let's do some armor shred here. Let's go after. Actually, I'm going to do the tag team with Shrek and Cam. Look at that, 4 stacks already. Big hit, big money, big money. Go Cam.
Somebody heard.
Somebody's dead. Oh, I'm going to stun you with Jedi Knight Luke. Oh, is that what's happening here? You getting your ass kicked? Oh, I'm going to go with the sniper droid because I can. You're going to die now. He doesn't have a buff here. Luke.
They heard the box ruffle.
Well, these things happen.
There are no secrets in this house when it comes to snacks.
I could have done that Barris and stuff. That's not going to do anything. Good job. You wasted an ability there, B1. Oh, Spire, you stunned? What's going on there, buddy? You know what? I'm going to use Hermit Yoda because he's going to heal us, and you're going to take damage, and you can't do anything, and now you're double dead. All right, now it's the Dooku team. This gets a little wonky. All right, let's go after Droid Deca.
I don't see
Actually, no, beat you your ability block.
Hey,
Cam,
Bubba.
go Cam. Go
Oh,
Cam.
Bubba.
It's your birthday. Go Cam. It's your birthday. I'm gonna party
Captain
like it's...
Conehead.
He is amazing. All
He
right.
has the best 5G reception in all the galaxy.
All right, let's do the tag team again. Ah, Shrek giving that ability up. Let's do the tag team again. Go Cam.
You know,
Get her.
a very overlooked character for TV and Jedi teams is good old Kyle Katarn.
Kyle Katarn's not bad. He's not bad.
No, his basic hitting 3 times is pretty clutch money.
It's not bad.
Love using that a lot with when I separate like Luke and JML.
All right,
That's
now
a
there's
good-
just a Dookie left. I'm gonna hit you with Yoda. What are you gonna do about it? Not a damn thing. I'm gonna sit in Hermie Yoda because he can hit you, and you can't do anything about it. I'm getting free damage.
Mr.
Wait.
Bone, I believe you are incorrect. Mr. Loki can't drop ranks unless he's joined, and if he was number 1, he can't be anything but number 1. Everyone
And then
gets
after
squished
that
equally.
first week, and then he'll drop because he went
Yeah.
1 and 2. Well, we have to get rid of that piece of crap, so let's just get rid of that. Cam, go.
Where am I at?
Cam,
JC.
that droid's making fun of you. He said something about your cone head shaped mom.
You know, he was the first Jedi to have like 5 wives.
Well, that's because they had to, because his
Well, I
race was
know.
dying.
I know. What a burden to bear.
I know, right? Oh no, I had this sex with beautiful women. It's horrible.
Oh no.
Look at that. Droid Deca is already dead. Well, there's nothing left but to beat the shit out of B1 with this ultimate Jedi team here. And getting more rewards for my guild, as is tradition.
Okay.
Oh, another big hit? Okay, I'll do it. Cam, once you hit... Oh, did Shrek T join in? Oh my. You know what? Just because you're stunned, I'm going to kill... You know what? I'm going to kill you, Magna, because I can. Don't think I have to. Feel I need to. Yeah, you're dead. You're double dead. How about armor shred? No, you don't like that? I'm sorry. I'm going to hit you with Cam again. You can't do anything about it. You know what? I'm going to send in Shrek T. Now you're not stealthed anymore. And getting bonuses. That didn't work. You know what? I'm going to wave you down and send in Cam. Oh, look. He's going to double tap you. We win. 4 for 4. So I only dropped 2 battles this entire round. And that was this 4th phase. I had Rebels get to phase 4. Bad RNG with Geonosians. And same thing with Gas. Got to phase the part 4 of the battle. And the goddamn Geonosians.
Well, I mean, then you're forgetting the resistance fight.
No,
So
that
you
was
dropped-
pure molestation, yeah.
Yeah, but you still lost. That's 3 dropped waves.
Oh, that's true. That's okay. 3 drop waves. So but I
Report
did really
correctly, range. Gee. I don't give a shit.
good. I did.
I dropped
Kagebi
4.
no Jitsu on them.
I dropped 4 on this one. It was not a good day for me.
We did good. We did all our battles today. We knocked it out. But we had a good stream. We'll do GAC tomorrow. No big rush on it. It's 3v3. Not overly concerned with GAC at the moment. So
Gonna sneak it out before. you go
yeah,
work
well,
the
you know,
yard.
before I go outside, I'll just do. You know what? I'll do the regular time and go in. We'll just do GAC, nothing else, and then out, and then we'll do that tomorrow. Normal, same bat time, same bat channel, because that's the kind of guy I am, Clayton. I look after the fans. So
Way to go.
I'll be
a guy
out
like that.
and when I'm
should have
suffering
more
on the sun for the
subscribers.
next 6 hours afterwards, you guys can think that Ranger, he did JC. He's melting right now because he's a ginger, but I appreciate him. All right. With that, we're going to call this one done. So, on behalf of myself and Clayton, thank you guys so much for joining us. Have a great rest of your night. We had a lot of fun, shared a lot of stories. A lot of our guys didn't join since we don't like 3v3. Dr. Payton, I don't blame you. Yeah. Makes sense. But make sure you hit the thumbs up, subscribe, all that good stuff. Have a great rest of your night. We'll be tomorrow. I'll be back normal time. Lunch stream. We'll do all that fun stuff. We'll just do JC, nothing else. So there you go.
Your quick lunch stream.
Yeah, it'll be a quick lunch stream. Just JC, and then I have to go outside and melt. So, and it's going to be like that for the next 2 days. So I still haven't decided what we're going to do. It's probably just going to be bourbon and Coke because, well, I'm poor. And that's just the way it works. So maybe I'll get a microwave pizza or something. So it'll be good. But everyone have a great rest of your night. What's that?
You talking for Friday?
Yeah, we'll just do bourbon. We'll just do happy hour. So we'll just drink bourbon and Dr. Pepper, which I have a plethora of. That's all we need. So everyone have a great rest of your night. Be safe. Love you guys, and we will catch you later.